and forevermore. So, all right, let's do this. Bottom left-hand side, we're going to kick off with the blue Terran player representing Team Liquid. It is going to be Clem.
And for the Shopify Rebellion, bow to thy king, plebeians? It's Lambo.
You can say either, actually.
No, it's the double.
Sorry?
You did the double.
Oh, the double spin? Well, I probably did one, and then I was like, you actually said his name. It's like, no, let's do it again. Why not?
Oh, I see.
I don't really have a method, cats. Honestly, I just make it up as I go along. I'm like, sometimes I zoom, sometimes I don't. I used to be all professional. I used to be
of observing.
I used to like really zoom out, and then I'd be like, I'd go one way and be like, do. But nowadays, I'm just like, sometimes just like, sometimes, yeah.
I like it. It's always unpredictable. Yeah.
You never know what you get.
Just like Lambo. Yeah, he went for a 15 hatch, by the way. Yeah. A little bit of a twist we've seen in recent history. So, interesting to say the least.
Yeah, hatchery popping down. But what do you think the 15 hatches for in this matchup specifically? Does it help you against the Reapers at all, or?
I'm not quite sure, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, maybe, I don't know, maybe you can get the queen out enough or fast enough that you can get away with like a couple of lings instead of 4, but I kind of doubt it. So I'm not quite sure what it does, to be honest.
Yeah, no, it'll be interesting to see. Unless he goes completely, it could be if he goes completely gasless, he could just completely skip lings. We've seen a couple of players do that, and then just go purely into the queen defense. Maybe that's the go-to plan right now.
And there's no gas just yet, so you might be onto something. Because, yeah, of course, if you're going gasless, then you want the hatchery earlier so that you can start drone transferring a little bit earlier, and then you are actually seeing an upside to your economy. Whereas if you're taking the gas, your hatchery can be a little bit more delayed because you're investing an extra 4 workers into your main before you have to start saturating that. So, amazing call from Worthy as per usual. Gasless it is.
Gasless it is. All right, well, third hatch goes down nice and quickly. Clem didn't even see it, by the way, so he's going to come across now. He's going to be like, oh, interesting. Best if he spots that. That does mean the Reaper, you know, you feel like you maybe have a few moments, but nope, queen's out, and boom, you just back the group off.
No links. Can you believe we both called it in conjunction? This is Cardi Z magic right here.
Cardi Z magic. This is why we're the best cats. Don't tell my other co-casters, but clearly.
I mean, this was really cool from Lambo, actually. I kind of want to steal this. However, Clem does find a little bit of an opening here to go into the middle line. One of the drones is going to fall. Very difficult to place a spore in that location, and Clem knows it. So he commits, risks the Reaper life, but it does not get taken away. The gods are going to reward him with escaping there and kind of equalizing things, because I really liked Lambo's opening here. It was so cool.
Yeah, just getting that one drone definitely sucks a little bit. And we're on our way to Hellions again. It's so wild. I've not casted reacted Hellions, like maybe like once or twice every 10 games is what I've casted them for like the last 2 months. And today I must have casted about only like 15 reactor Hellion builds from Terrans, because this was really just not meta for the last couple of months. It's been all about the Reapers. It's been all about, you know, maybe even getting a couple Cyclones initially, and then maybe 2 Hellions, but then not continue with that Hellion production. So we've just been really seeing so many different builds, and the spice of today is apparently just going straight back to reacted Hellions and just kind of bringing it back to how TVZ was a few months ago.
Yeah, and it makes sense as well against this type of opening, right? We know that the speed is going to be super delayed, so there is an opportunity for the Hellions to dive in. There is going to be a narrow window where, oh, another drone. This is not justifiable. Lambo King not paying attention instead to the 2 Hellions at the front. One spore will have to be morphed, another one. And that is after already losing 2 workers to this same Reaper. Finally, he will get kind of surrounded. Not enough, but the Queen has long arms.
Yeah, these Hellions, they want to dive by. Clem's an aggressive player, and he does dive the Hellions a lot of the time. He's going to do it right here, knowing that these Lings do not have speed for a while. He tried to go up into the main. I'm surprised by that, because he should have known the Lings were up there from the Reaper, but he comes back around on the natural, gets 11 kills, will get a few Lings to put it on top, and that is going to be a fantastic start from Clem. He might even still find one more drone. Just going to get a couple more Lings. Fantastic from Clem. And yeah, now he's even got 2 more Hellions on the 3rd base, and the Evo Chamber doesn't go down. You're not one-shotting, but you are adding up so many drones here early in this game.
Yeah, and they're gonna clump up, and Clem's gonna find another good shot here. However, he finally gets trapped in that corner, and that's gonna cost him the last 2 Hellions that he had. But adding 9, or I guess 7 workers to the tally that he had already killed, and another 2 Hellions, knowing where the army is of Lambo, and knowing that Lambo will not want to invest into links, but rather make more drones to recover, he's gonna continue to pile on the pressure and find himself another few workers.
Actually, just ridiculous, especially the fact he dives in yet again. That feels like so often that would be such a mistake, but in this case it was actually great because, like you say, Lambo's trying to recover. He doesn't want to make lings, and Clem's going to say, no, you really should. And now that he actually does make lings, maybe Clem will actually just back away. He does maybe lose one of these Hellions here, but he keeps one alive. The Banshee going to put some damage out. These lings will go down as well, so now as Lambo, you're probably thinking, do I need more again? Actually, we did lose one Banshee, though, so at least that is good from Lambo.
Yeah, that is good. And he's gonna opt to make even more drones at the moment, so no links. One on the way, incredibly greedy from Lambo. He's not really looking to get to baneling speed or anything like that faster. I think he's just hoping that, oh, and it's gonna get spotted as well from Clem. So I'll be surprised if Clem doesn't go for some sort of aggression. He did take a relatively early third, and that is kind of what you do off of this Banshee type opening. But still, I think that maybe you just add a few more barracks and try to break your opponent. Actually, he's already well set up with 6 or 5.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't think you need to do anything special as Clem. You just get the medevacs, the upgrades are going to finish, and you just move on the map, right? Your initial marine pressure might just win you the game almost, you know? Like, it's one of those scenarios where you've done so much early that just kind of starting to pressure the creep might just give you the opportunity to really dive in. And of course, Clem will know that maybe you can push the aggression a little bit, take a couple of risks he might not usually, because there's almost no chance that Lambo is going to be well set up against this. As they do move out. Surprised he didn't go and kill the Overlord on the high ground. That's usually kind of just a given. So a missed opportunity there. And Lambo is kind of low on Overlords and so on, so we'll just supply blocked him a little bit further for a bit. As we do now move across the map. A couple drones go down as the Banshee finds more damage. And yeah, just going to start clearing out creep. And maybe we don't push all the way in right now. Maybe we wait for 1-1 in combat shields, but the general consensus is this is going to be the start of a snowball that Lambo is going to have to really try and avoid.
Yeah, at the same time, Clem did drop an armory, so he is looking for 2-2 as well. So, and he did make a tank and sieged it at the 3rd. And now he's taking a 4th. So never mind that. I mean, he scouted the 1-1 upgrades. He knew how much damage he had done. He should have known that the baneling speed would be giga late, but still opts to not go in for the full aggression, somewhat surprisingly. So Lambo might have a little bit of breathing room to recover here, potentially.
It's true, but it also means that Clem's macro game is going to be absolutely beastly, and he's going to be, you know, in a great position already, and he's just going to know that he can probably keep on adding pressure. We are going to see the next 2 medevacs leading up the left-hand side. He just needs to remember combat shield caps. It's one upgrade he is missing, as Lambo will see the units moving up the left. Clem pays attention to the right. Combat shield does in fact stop. We're going to lose an Overlord here. Lambo's supply blocked again. Creep Tomb is going down, so he's not going to have creep in front of a lot of his bases. And this Widowmine probably going to get a good shot as well. It's that kind of a game.
It is that kind of a game, and that also stalls the links to get the full surround. Clem always hugging those corners to get maximum value out of his units. Very difficult to get full surrounds or surface area for the circlings. One of the queens is going to fall here. One of the medevacs gets low, but not picked off. So yeah, not too much being found on the side of Lambo, who is doing a good job of keeping up with upgrades, but Clem is too. He did drop that armory earlier, and I mean his production tab looks rather healthy right now with a lot of upgrades coming online.
Yes, it is. We've got those 2-2 upgrades coming by as we just have ourselves. The Marine's going to pull back, you know, try and trail in towards these Widow Mines. We do see medevacs. Banshees being shot down by these queens, although extra reinforcements will clean up. Top left, Clem keeps a couple of units alive in the medevacs as well. This is the thing, Clem just continues to fight forward, and Lambo's not really, you know, getting much out. He doesn't have time to morph too many banelings. Widowmine going to soften up the queens. Again, Clem is actually surprisingly quick to lift and leave sometimes, I feel like, but he actually did lose in the top left a group of units, so yeah, okay, Lambo kind of staying on top of things and keeping Clem back for the moment, cats.
Yeah, and Clem also knew that this army here with the banelings was already on the way back. So don't blame him too much for that. And Lambo kind of doing a wonderful job of stabilizing here. So not looking too bad. Clem adding on a 5th command center. If not a 6th, it looks like a 5th at his 4th base now. So really looking to power up for that late game scenario. Picks off a couple banelings and will continue to just maneuver around the map.
Widowmines getting rid of. A couple of shots going out. Bane's going to take some pretty big hits, and Again, Clem just trading well. 20 supply ahead. Resource lost his 2k in his favor, and again, you pile all of that on top of the start that Lambo had, and you just kind of know that this is not looking great as our Marine's going to lift back up into the medevacs, and we are just going to get ourselves really going into a Clem-favored situation. I think this is kind of why, in a way, Clem didn't feel the need to be overly aggressive, because maybe if he sets up overly aggressive and Lambo finds defense, Clem struggles to keep going. But now, Clem just slowly chipped away and knows he can always keep going, and there should really be very few ways for Lambo to break him down to the point where he wouldn't recover.
Yep, the mines are clamped up, but Lambo chooses to disengage. He's not going to take the bait, not around this corner. And one pretty good shot there. Another one that just kills so many Lings.
23.
And this has got to be it. 50 supply now. The advantage for Clem as he pushes on forward. There's not very much here for Lambo. 3 Banelings. I mean, you're up against Clem. They're very likely to be targeted down, and that's exactly what happens instantly as they show their faces. And on the other side, he is just ravaging with his little pocket of Marines.
Yep, he is just, again, he's been all over the place. GG is going to be called in the end as Clem will take down game number 1. We saw it. It was a convincing start, and it was just really something that Lambo never recovered from at any point, Cats. Yeah. Like, he just never got back on track with that in the slightest. And Clem is able to take first map of this best of 3 here, really just showing up and powering through.
Yeah, and Lambo, I mean, he took decent risks too, right? Like not making a lot of units, not making a lot of links, skipping Banelings and Baneling speed in favor of like upgrades. Like these are difficult decisions to make that he made, and they were the correct decision to try to get back into the game. But the truth is, you know, you lose that many workers, what, like 20 or something to the initial aggression, it's going to be near impossible to recover against Clem.
Oh yeah, absolutely. As we are going to see Go being called, GLHF from Lambo, he's ready to get straight into this next game, so he's ready to reset. Be the right race, but he just swapped that. So yeah, Oceanborn's going to be map 2, and I think just reset time from Lambo. You took so much damage early. You play it out, but I almost feel like you play it out just like, okay, let's get warmed up, let's get a feel for it, because I'm in a bad spot. Don't put too much pressure on myself. Play it out, and then just get ready for game number 2, so that by the time you get out of game 1, straight away, ready for game 2, let's get into it, have my plan ready. And obviously this time, hopefully not have as disastrous a start as Lambo found in this first game.
Yeah, he took some risks as well going to a hive, for example. Like his hive was already halfway done, if not nearly completed by the end of that game. So he was really taking the right risks, I feel like, but just not enough. So I like that he stayed in the game. I feel like an earlier version of Lambo might have left as soon as those Hellions, you know, killed as much as they did. But instead here he gambled, and you know the gamble doesn't pay off. But there's some universe where maybe it does.
Yeah, no, absolutely. As we have in the top left-hand side, our blue Terran player from Team Liquid up 1-0, looking to join his usual compadres in the playoffs. It is going to be Clem.
And the bottom right-hand side, he's not your compadre, he's your king, Lambo.
Our king.
Going for the same opening again. I like it. Our king, you're right, I'm sorry. Ooh, massive shadow of whatever that was.
Yeah, that
some sort of space whale.
It just flies around. Only on the bottom right. Some people have called for its removal. I kind of like it.
Maybe it's... No, really? People call for its removal?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I love it.
Apparently it's too distracting.
No. No way.
I know.
It reminds me of the whale sharks at the Georgia Aquarium, which you may visit. It is right next to the convention center if you want to go to DreamHack Atlanta coming up soon.
There you go. What? Look at some sharks in the morning, some StarCraft in the afternoon.
Oh yeah.
What a plan.
What a plan. I've been to that aquarium a couple times. It's really nice.
Yeah?
Did you manage to go last time? No.
I haven't been to Atlanta.
Oh, really?
Yeah, never.
Okay. Oh, right. I just forgot.
You forgot. you were there on your own last time, Cats.
Casting there.
You were like, yeah, I was there, man. It was like you and Smix, and then we were all in Sweden getting snowed into the building at 3 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, I completely forgot.
Yeah, it was
a good time. It was a good time.
An interesting event for sure. Definitely from our perspective. Like I say, we just 3 a.m. in the morning, snowed in to a studio in the middle of Sweden. It's fun.
Meanwhile, I'm looking at whale sharks.
You're like sending a Snapchat to the freaking whale sharks like, hey guys, and that is sick, right? And we're just like freezing, can't get out of
With all the players, all my friends. Hey guys, I'm hanging out with all of your friends. Watching whale sharks. Yeah. I mean, the Reaper's gonna come in here, not gonna find too much. I love what Lambo did there with the drone. He put it next to the gas, but knew that he had an extra couple of shots to take before morphing the gas, so doesn't actually go for it. Saves himself just a tiny bit of money. It really is about those little details, and he places the hatchery forward. I'm not sure if this is because of the presence of the Reaper on the other side or because he's trying to do something cheeky.
I think it's just where the Reaper is, right? You don't want to delay that hatchery too much, so just put it down where you can get it. At the end of the day, you probably work towards that base as a fourth anyways most of the time, and it should help you to creep outwards towards the middle of the map, which is also not a bad thing. I'm going to get the Cyclones going, one of the mix-ups we've seen out of Terrans lately, to get a couple Cyclones early, add them into your pressure, and just add something, you know, a little bit more oomph that the Zerg has to deal with early.
Yeah, no doubt. We'll see if they can do very much. I've also seen this sort of opening and just stay with the Cyclones defensively. I'm sure he'll push out and look for Overlords and whatnot. Not sure about how heavy of a commitment it will be. But this should also be decent, I would think, against the late link speed that Lambo was going for. But I mean, it's, yeah. Because at this point in the game, usually link speed is done at 3:30, and now Lambo's going to have to wait a little bit longer. So if Clem is quick enough, maybe there's something to capitalize on.
Yeah, it's going to be very tight. I mean, the link speed's so close.
Yeah.
The Cyclones are so slow as well, man. I feel like they're... I understand like it's kind of to make it so they can kite as much as they can, but they are just slow, and if they get surrounded, it feels like they die so quickly. Queen's in the front, though. That's not good, and there's no transfusion just yet, so that's one dead queen at the very least. We can instant lock onto a second, but link speed's about to be done. Clem should probably back away.
Okay.
And now Lambo's going to go chasing. We are going to lose at least one Cyclone. Hellions showing up, but from the wrong side, so the second Cyclone... Wow, is actually going to be okay anyway.
Yeah, too few links remaining for a full surround there, so the second Cyclone will live to tell the tale. And yeah, like this base is really interesting as well for creep spread and whatnot, and there's two players that have liked this sort of setup in the past, and it's usually Lambo and Laser, right, when they were the Q-Lash boys. And I've seen them just prefer this sort of forward third as a setup, so I wonder if there's something in the cards here for him, or if he just likes the creep spread, or maybe it was the Reaper all along. In any case, Clem's not gonna find too much here. This is just rather greedy. One Cyclone. I mean, I guess he can afford it. Micro-wise, like if anyone can afford to keep up, you know, babysitting these little units for this little value, it's probably Clem. So, what do I know? But for most other players watching, never do this.
Yeah, the amount of times the Cyclone has dove in and out of range so that it's still in range of a queen locked onto, but out of range of the queen's attacking is actually incredible. And it seems ridiculous, but you know what? What if he just shows up with 2 medevacs, a bunch of marines? Now the queens don't have transfusions. Well, they'll have some, but not as many. So maybe it makes you rely less on these queens transfusion and more so on actually needing Banes, which the Bane nest is only just now starting. I'm maybe a little bit afraid for Lambo on this first marine attack coming up very soon.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, yeah, it looks like just chip damage and a little bit of energy here and there, and that's exactly what it is. And if you have 2 or 3 Cyclones, it makes a lot of sense because the damage output is so much higher that, you know, but when you have just one Cyclone basically outputting damage, I mean, it's such a commitment in terms of actions and attention to do what Clem was doing. But again, if anyone can pull it off, it's him.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Clem has all the APM in the world to spare, so... Here is his push now. A Cyclone and a group of Marines are going to move to the front. The creep is moving into the center, so that's one of the things that Clem likely wants to go for. Immediately just sends the Hellions to the third. A, they'll get repaired, and B, they will be there to defend against a counterattack to make sure that if Lambo tries to deal with this attack by counterattacking, he doesn't actually have to worry about it. He can really continue to focus up at the front as these queens will come through, shoot the medevac straight away, try and take away the healing, as we are going to have a very low medevac, but it gets out of there.
Yeah, beautiful move from Lambo there, and great move from Clem adapting as well. I mean, if he didn't load instantly, basically that medevac would have fallen, and still might. It does. Big pickups here from the German King.
Yeah, nice. Very well done. Let's just have our medevac falling back into the center. Hydra Den is on the way up. Hatchery is coming through. Just going melee upgrades continuing to, Smelly upgrades continue to come through, so we're going to be able to survive through to get to Link Bane Hydra in a good position as Lambo. Win for a much better game than we saw in game number 1, I think.
Yeah, especially with this composition against mines as well, with the Hydra slightly buffed as well in the last patch. I mean, this is looking pretty good for Lambo. I really like the position. Good creep spread as well on the back of the third being taken when it did. So yeah, I kind of would go as far as to favor him in this game, even, you know, accounting for the fact that he is going up against Clem.
Some brave words, Cats. That's not one I would bet on, but I don't disagree necessarily.
All right, $5, Wardicio.
$5? Okay, I'll take $5.
Yeah. Let's go.
All
You'll
right.
take $5? No, you won't.
Okay, well,
We'll see.
Infestation big coming down, so we
I
are
will
just going to
take
tech
$5.
straight on through. And Clem, once again, a couple medevacs, a few Marines moving out, so the follow-up to this first drop, which was obviously maybe not so hot, is now on the way through the center. Bane speed is a little ways off still, and Clem's going to play with a couple Banes on that right-hand side, some Lings as well as he dances about. Cleans up some creep, but Widowmine might do well. Here's the split, was okay in the end from Lambo, though. Good job, Clem target fires a Baneling, but just lifts and gets out of there. Too many Lings.
Too many Lings indeed. 30 supply. The lead for Lambo here, not looking too bad at all. A lot of creeps with a lot of energy still to continue the creep threat. And there's little patches of creep that have been cleared, but they don't actually make a difference, which is pretty funny to see on the minimap. So yeah, things continue to look okay for Lambo here, as Clem now is looking forward to taking a forward fourth as well. Okay, he does the Serral, but with 2 Lings instead of 1. And yeah, I mean, going up that ramp is going to be dangerous for sure.
Yep, absolutely. As our hive comes through, you see our missiles and carapace coming up. And we just see Clem just poking around the left. He's got himself a 4th base up in the front as well, so not wasting time getting to that. And again, just trying to pick up as much value as he can off of these drops. Trying to keep Lambo a little bit busy and just trying to give himself as good trades as he possibly can do so.
He certainly is trying. On the other side, there's another medevac as well that's unloading, but nowhere relevant really. And in the front, there is a little bit of a force that is looking to clear some more creep tumors. They are going to go up this ramp, unfortunately for Clem to some degree, because if you clear the other forward creep tumors in the middle of the map, then that would disconnect a whole lot of creep there. But yeah, he tries to go up the ramp, not going to pay off, and Lambo continues to do pretty well here as he's now maxed out and likely looking for some aggression.
Marines on my right side going to kill an Overlord. Lambo will be supply blocked minorly, but yeah, it's just that idea of Clem just happy to kind of pick off even just the little things like an Overlord here, a little bit of creep there. He knows these things add up. He knows throughout this he's testing his opponents in, you know, micro and APM. As we do continue, just burrow up mines. The splits have been great so far. We retarget though as Clem into the Banelings. That's really nice. That is what gives him the little bit of extra value there.
Yeah, that was nasty. I mean, great job from Lambo as well, as now he gets set up for a surround, and he does get it. On the other side, Clem was not ready to pull the trigger on his little pocket of units as well. There's 2 medevacs that could have been actively engaged and taking down that 5th base of Lambo, but they weren't. So yeah, Lambo's still looking pretty good. Medevacs of Clem looking to go into the natural potentially as the larger force encroaches at the 5th, but that's where Lambo's army is. However, a lot of the army of Clem will get unloaded here. They're a little bit bruised, and there's a Spore holding out the medevacs, so Lambo has a little bit of time to reposition here.
Leg then goes down, the Ling Bane. Hydra continues across, and the medevacs will escape up the right. We're still trading along the left as well, as we are going to try and find ourselves a hatchery here. Fighting off creep, we target fire down most of the Banelings, enough to force Lambo to turn back around. And that's the sort of micro you expect from Clem, as he gets himself a cancel on that 5th base, and he's even pushing forward still, letting these units just get so much done. These queens in the front have to transfuse each other up. Finally, we're going to live. Finally, we're going to go elsewhere. But again, now he's already bought himself a lot of time to set up on the top right as well, and that's the impressive part. Clem's doing all of this, and there's another attack already set to go, dealing damage elsewhere. Hellbat's going to support this one on the push forward.
Yeah, this is why I bet $5 on Clem. I mean, he's just so good.
Oh, Cats, you're funny.
No? Okay. This army will get pushed, but it's a corner, it's off creep, so there's not going to be much chase here. The Banes are looking to connect, but one of them kind of does, is in range towards the tail end. The Hydras, I mean, they can't stand their ground and fight for the time being. But on the other side, Lambo has lost a 5th again. I would rather him take the 5th at the top at this point. And that's exactly what he's going to do. Nice.
Yeah, he agrees.
I feel like that's the one that he should have always taken.
Yeah, I kind of feel like as well the way the map's set up, I feel like expanding to the bottom just gives Clem an easy push off of his left side base. So yeah, I'm kind of with you with that, as we do just see Queens and Banes taking some shots. I think Hydra is going to open up the chance to move through as they've taken down some rocks, so an extra attacking path for the Zerg is always great. One more direction for the Terran to have to worry about.
Lurker then on the way, and a single Infestor that is game-winning maneuver. I think it's going to have Fungal as well as soon as it spawns without the need to research it. So yeah, that's thanks to the balance council. Those 2 mines are gonna get burrowed right next to Banelings. That's not gonna work out. The first ghost is also revealed and taken down from Lambo. So a very nice chase there. On the other side, Clem is gonna look for that 5th base and not gonna find it. Will he go up the ramp? He would find 5 queens for his trouble. Scans ahead to make sure that he is gonna be able to break through. The creep numbers are mostly gonna fall down as well, and he's now very well set up to siege this 4th base of Lambo as Lambo repositions, but not all of his army. The rest of his army is sitting pretty up a ramp, so Clem has to be really careful. But just as Clem goes up the ramp, actually Lambo goes to the left, so that's a little bit unfortunate. The Vipers are here, however, and Clem is super fast to split his medevacs. Jeez, it's like instant.
Oh my goodness, and there's one medevac that's so low as well. Don't do it! No! Did it dirty. I was like, so cool as he's going to drop the main base, so there's no slowing down apparently. Going to jump straight on top of this Lurker Den. Lurkers are not going to come up. Not for a bit. Lurker Den instantly rebuilds. Lambo knew it was going down, but obviously just having the Lurker Den ain't good enough. You need time to get those upgrades out, so this is going to give Clem more time where he can be more aggressive against essentially a worse composition. There is one full medevac shot down. It was low HP, finally punished for all of the time it spent on the map. As Clem maxed out still against Lambo, and Clem with the bigger bank is kind of a telltale sign of just how this game has been going for the last few minutes.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, for the last little bit for sure. And Clem keeps taking good engagements here on the corners, but Lambo does have a sizable army here. Now he's looking for the surround. Medevacs are going to have to be involved to save the ghosts, but Lambo snipes at least one medevac with 2 units there. No, unfortunately not targeting the one that had the 4 ghosts, I believe, in it. Yet still a good pickup on retreat, and here Clem is running into a trap, so Lambo's gonna have a really good time here clearing this out. Beautiful moves now for the German, equalizing things a little bit.
Yep, absolutely. Great stuff as the Ghost comes forward and bait a couple units in. Clem losing that drop on the map is replacing it with more bio, but also getting a little bit Ghost on the way up. More tech units are starting to come into the fray here from the Terran point of view. Fungal on the Ghost to stop it doing too much else. Widowmine at least reaches across, gets a few Zerglings. And now Lambo going to back it up as they continue to contest around this position. Lambo has this 5th base, Cats, but man, he's just not been able to really use it. Finally, some drones getting on it. This is a very late time to be saturating your 5th.
No doubt. Only, actually, a couple of Fungals still available, so this might be enough, but the Widow Mines are huge! Onto the clump of links at the front. The Vipers are trying to make something happen here. The Infestor's trying to get involved, but again, these corners are just deadly, and Clem knows it, so he continues to reposition behind them as Lambo continues to hold here up the cliff, up the ramp. And nice Fungal here is going to catch a group of units, including a Ghost. Is this enough momentum for Lambo to push on forward? Nearly no Banelings here, but a lot of Hydras and a little bit of a flank of Lynx. Not going to be enough.
The problem with the Hydras is the moment as this Infestor gets found as well, unfortunately. The problem with the Hydras is that the moment they need to retreat, they're going to take a lot of losses retreating, right? Like, they don't run away quickly. And they're just such high-value units that actually being able to get a few of them while they retreat is just so good for the Terran. Sniping an Overseer here just doesn't get the second snipe off as it got out of range. And now the Lurkers are here to try and protect the drones. And the Fungal comes in from the top right. The Lurkers get in! Cats! That was a move from Lambo.
Imagine a second Fungal and a Viper there.
Yeah, that could have been killer. So close to being
perfect. And 5 Riddlers as well. Why not? Just throw them in there. As the Infestor's
just spawn in a few more units.
Yeah, just spawn in a few more units. Ghosts are gonna aid themselves with the scan to kill a few Lurkers here. Clem, obviously, one of the most expert players at doing exactly this. And the Lurkers also, they were delayed in their upgrades, right? Because Clem was in the main and I believe sniped the Lurker then earlier. So things are not looking very good for Lambo now, who is lagging 40 supply behind. And now with this many Ghosts, I mean, Clem has only been transitioning time and time again and kind of perfectly here, so Fungal on the wrong side as well.
Yeah, Lurkers are all going to go down. Lambo has no support for these Lurkers. That is the problem.
Other side?
He doesn't have enough to really work with. Yeah, these Lurkers are going to dive up here. Okay. I feel like if Clem needs to pull back and deal with this, it probably is going to be just fine. He's actually got a lot of Ghosts on the high ground already, so he actually isn't going to have too many issues dealing with this. Couple snipes already coming through, and you can see that this is going to be Lambo pushback as Clem is dominating over on the right.
Wow, what a game from Clem. I mean, Lambo played a really good game as well, but yeah, Clem just non-stop aggression and just doing what he does. And also transitioning into this beautiful macro game, just so many Ghosts, and he's just so good with every freaking Terran unit. It feels